What's good, YouTube? I am joined by a very special guest today, and you might already know it from the deck list up on the screen. Asian Persuasion 2008, the man who's been just topping regional after regional last season, continues with a strong first place in this season. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
I had to miss Tulsa for the 24-hour stream, but I'm really glad to see you won first. You got all the deck profiles anyways, no need for me to be over there. And you did it with Kozmo, not just Kozmo, pure Kozmo. No Zoo, no Draco.
Yes, sir. This deck was awesome. This is one of my favorite archetypes of all time.
I feel like you're kind of lately just the low-tier hero. You show up with Scraps here, Minerva Sworn there. Well, I guess, you know, she was a prize card back then, so that might not be the best example. But you just rep all these decks that people kind of have given up on, give them a new look even, like theory that we haven't really seen in practice in Top Cut. Like, I'm gonna skip to your third card here. You got 3 Dogfighter in here. Like,
absolutely, everyone hates this card. Like, why are you running this trash? People have already like disliked my video or clicked away from it immediately when they saw 3 Dogfighter, but I was like, they'll understand when they get to the trash, but they probably didn't stay that long, half of them.
Yeah, it's hard to get people to stay on a YouTube video, but you got a lot going on here, so let's get through the list. Of course, the one Dark Destroyer. Why just one Eclipser here?
Well, the Eclipsers, you know, you just use it because obviously it's a dark. It's one of the bigger ships. It doesn't float down, but it does float and search. But it also is a masterpiece out. So Dark Destroyer and Eclipse are the 2 masterpiece outs you can search as long as they attributed a spell for one of its conditions that is unaffected by for masterpiece. So those are why those are there. Those are searchable masterpiece outs in the main.
All right, the free Dogfighter we already mentioned. You got 2 Farm Grills here, the OTK Master.
Oh yeah, we always have to use the 2 Farm Girl because if you ever banish, basically you're looking at the deck list and you're looking at all the pilots. You're playing 3 Desires. You never just want to have one and then lose it because you desired it. So you're just trying to end the probability of losing a card completely. So that's mainly what it's there, and it's also there to help you search up your Kozmo Town / Cosmojo combos if you can't kill them that turn.
And then the one card you don't mind losing, the Forerunner here, next to 3 Slip Rider.
Yeah,
the
Forerunner is just a big ship. Just it's free. It's a free ship, and then the Slip Riders are always just back removal in the main, so you don't have to main it.
We got 2 Sword Trooper 2, so I guess the only 5 cards that really spurn on your extra deck are all together. How many times did you end up going into that extra deck?
Let's see, 2 times. I made a M'Quip Engineer because I was going against True Draco Zoo, and I needed to make sure I didn't die, so I made that. And because there was no point, I couldn't tag it out for any ships because my hand was empty at that point, so I just overlaid for that and just hope for the best. And the other card I made was Break Sword, which was to get over a kaiju I couldn't kill.
All right, we got 2 Strawman and 3 Maxim Out, 3 Tin Cans. Oh
yeah. So the 2 Strawman, it seems weird to play 2 because it seems like really awkward. But if you play Allure and remove any of your big ships, just getting that back and letting it kill itself to get an end phase Tin Can is still a strong opening. It gets you a Tin Can opening without having Tin Can if you have Allure on a dark ship or anything like that.
And that's already one of the strongest, like, plays to have 2 pilots to tag out, and they can no longer kaiju you. You don't fear Dryden anymore. You can just let one of them fall.
They basically can't bait you by, like, Thoroughblade attacking one because you're just like, well, Thoroughblade can't even attack Strawman over because it's 18 defense, so they already have to just deal with the 1 pilot, and then you have 2, so if you have another ship or another thing to tag in, like a Dark Lady, they're just in a lot of trouble.
And speaking of the... You're all good. Speaking of Dark Lady, you got 2 of her here. I don't see 2 commonly. Is it the same thing with Desires as the cards before?
Yeah, that, and also that card is amazing against Pure Zoo. Literally, it's a 2200 monster negator, and they cannot Broad Bull search to get over it because you got to pay 1,000 to negate it. So they have to have a Barrage or a Shuffle Reborn follow-up or Soul Charge, and most of the time, they don't have it.
Yeah,
they're already normal from the 1 monster, you know?
Yeah, they need an extender, and they need you to not already have an answer to that extender on top of her.
Exactly, like me having a call or a pilot for a slip rider on the barrage or anything like that.
And then our final cards in the monster slots are Wicked Witch and your single lone hand trap, best hand trap 2K17, Max C.
The Egyptian god card we call Max C, man.
The quick question for all the Yu-Gi tubers, you think this card's more fair at 0 or 3?
Let's go with 0, please.
I so agree, thank God. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of hearing anyone say that this should go to 3.
Yeah, that card is so cancerous. It needs to go away. I'm done with it.
I just want to say, out of all the tubers, I would say Johnny's out there the most. You topped so many regionals. You're up there, like, what, 5th place last year's leaderboard?
Yeah, I was around 5th, I think, in the end standings for world points. So, yeah.
So, I think I would have to say you have, out of almost all the tubers, the best understanding of the metagame. And it makes me so happy to hear you say 0 also.
Yeah, man, I'm done going off the maxi or taking the challenge. Just need to not be there. I don't want to have to draw Ash, so I don't have to take a challenge. That's just frustrating to play against. Alright,
the 3 allures, I think this is obvious. We've been over them a few times. You basically have tons of dark targets. It's free with Strawman. 1 dark hole here. And you've got the Regeki down there also. 2 field wipes. You gotta love the feeling. I've been playing Kozmos a bit. You gotta love the feeling when you dark hole and they realize you're going down into a farm girl.
Oh, absolutely. I think it felt like it happened like 20 times from like their torrential or their dark hole or my dark hole. Just like them hitting it and then me going into something better to like, wait a second. Just people don't remember that Kozmos just float amazing. Like they're just really resilient and they just sit there with 3 pluses. It makes it worse if you destroy their monsters. It's just like you have to think about it. You got to be able to kill the monsters that they're going to get if you can't deal with the floater in the first place. It's crazy.
We got the 1E Telly. Now, do you feel this card could come back to more than 1?
I would say no, because this does create a lot of like crazy synchro decks, and we were never trying to beat those decks again.
It also helps World Chalice get a body on board too.
Yeah, we don't need that card. That card should stay at 1 or banned. Like it just needs to stay like that, because I've probably saw it 3 times the whole tournament, but those 3 times I pretty much won those games.
We got the 3 Kozmo Town with no terraforming here. Did you just feel like you'd be able to see it or search it enough?
Yeah, I just didn't want to play another card because I played this deck a couple times. I didn't want to play the 3 Desires with a 40 card deck. I just wanted to see the Desires one time, but I wanted to be able to like resolve 2 Desires. So like my reasoning besides just playing just the 3 Kozmo Town with no terraforming was just like I didn't want to play another card to add to this deck. So it'd be like 43, 44 with another terraformer or 2. I didn't think it was needed, honestly. You can search it with Tin Can if you're Saki, but half the time you just set up your grave for Call the Haunted in the first place, and just hopefully you'll rip into a Kozmo Town half the time. So
what made you play these 3 Call the Haunteds over our new Back to the Front?
Oh yeah, everyone asked me about this. So like, the Cosmos have one good thing about them. They put pressure on your opponent because they can put like 4,000, 5,000 damage on the field with no problem. So if I'm playing back to the front and special summoning things on defense mode, you're not dead. You're still alive. I'm in trouble if I don't have like protection, and I don't want that. I want to be able to still attack you for game, do it on my turn, do it on your turn. Just I don't want anything going defense mode. It's great if I use it on their end phase or something and then it goes defense. I understand that. And I know it doesn't get attached to it, so like Call the Haunted is attached to monster, so if Call goes, it blows up the monster, but it doesn't matter to me at that point if I can kill them. If they're dead, it doesn't matter at that point. That's why I like Call the Haunted better.
Yeah, I remember the age-old argument of Oasis versus that, because they're like, well, you can always just do it during the end phase, because they'll have their card set, they won't be able to respawn, and it also had the added bonus with System Down out that it changed its typing. But, I definitely think that it's going to be something people are going to argue either way. Like, versus Spell and Trap Destruction, you don't care as much in this deck because you might actually want it to get popped to the Spell and Trap Destruction to go down into a pilot. Like, if you flip the... of course, if they chain to it, it's one thing. But if they're trying to clear your back row, going down into a pilot can actually be really good for you.
For sure, absolutely. I do agree with that. That's 100%.
And the 3 Full Force Virus. How's it feel, Kaiba?
MVP, man. We were always activating the real Crush card before the errata. My gosh, Crush card is so bad now, but Full Force Virus is literally Crush card reincarnated, man. This card was insane. I never felt better flipping this card and looking at my opponent and just hoping to God they don't hit me. I don't want to get hit because I just Crush carded like 4 cards out of guy's hand. That doesn't feel good.
So, odd enough, Dark Destroyer's actually not the target, and this is why there's the 3 dog fighters.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is why I played the 3 dog fighter. I wanted to focus on this little Full Force Virus combo. I call it the dog combo because we're getting dog tokens. So like the dog fighter spawns a token in standby phase, and it's really easy to set up as long as you have like a tin can, or if you just hard draw it, or you lure away the dog fighter, and then you, like I said with earlier, you can have a straw man and get back the ships, and then you can actually, if you get a bigger ship like Forerunner or Dark Destroyer banished, and then you summon off a straw man, you can actually get dog fighter float down in the end phase when it dies, and then you'll get your standby phase token and you already have Full Force Virus. That's live right there, and that's some wild. It's really wild how fast you can get Full Force Virus even if you don't have the way to hard draw like a dog fighter. You can just float down into it.
Now, do you feel like you would suggest this to like anybody trying to beat Zoo and True Draco? Like, do you think it takes care of both matchups, or did you side it out versus True Draco?
Actually, no. True Draco, I actually beat my my two Dracos because of Full Force Virus, because it literally hits everything but Masterpiece in the deck. And if they're like a True Draco is like a Zodiac variant, which I did play, those were the 2 ones that I played with Zoo and True Draco. It does hit Dynamite Knuckle, Ignis Heat, and if they play it, Majesty Maiden. It hits all 3 of those important little 1 tribute summons for their spell traps. They get to keep only Masterpiece in the True Draco part of their deck, and then the Zodiac part, they only get to keep Ram and Hand Traps. So like Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre. Those are the only cards they get to keep. And if you have a Call the Haunted and just play around whatever you know, because obviously you looked at your hand and you know what their next play is going to be, you just stop the only other threat they can do to you, and it's pretty wild. I 2-0'd one of the True Draco Zoo, and then the other True Draco Zoo. It was a really close grind out game, but I pulled it out.
And then we got the best non-targeting removal card that Kozmo's ever did get, Cosmojo at 2 here for the end.
I love that card. Literally, I think I used it more on my turn to kill them than their turn, which is crazy. You can pop your own ship to do extra damage. It's pretty wild.
In our side deck, we've got the Kaijus along with an extra Dark Hole. How often did you put in the second Dark Hole?
So the second Dark Hole just went in every time it went second. Honestly, Dark Hole's better in my deck because I can Dark Hole my ships to float down, which is actually really good, pretty relevant. People don't understand that if I bloat my Slip Rider and I get like a Straw Man and I already have a Slip Rider in hand, that turns into like an infinity play. And I still get a pop a back row at that point with the real the hard drawn Slip Rider. But yeah, it's really good. The second Dark Hole is just there because Zodiac's always gonna make a board, and you just gotta hope that you have the board clear and they have like a My Body or a Piano Masu or whatever. But you just gotta draw multiple sometimes, so that's why I just always up the count to blow up their boards.
You've got 3 Twin Twisters in here along with the spells.
Oh yeah, so Twin Twister over any of the other back row hate like Cosmic Cyclone, because honestly you can pitch anything because your deck, it plays Call the Haunted, it plays 2 Sword Troopers, which gets pilots, so you discarding any pilot, it's just more fodder for you to get with other cards. So Twin Twister is definitely the better card, and actually a couple times in the tournament, I had Cosmic Cyclone in my Kozmo Town when I activated it, and I just chained Twin Twister on my own Kozmo Town and their other card to get another Kozmo Town to keep trying to mulligan my hand. So Twin Twister is actually really good because you can MST yourself, which is pretty relevant in this.
Yeah, I feel like it's better than I think it's Heavy Storm Duster. I don't know the exact term for it, but I feel like it's just the better card still, because when you're going second, you're able to just slam it in the table whenever you want to.
Yeah, anytime, and it's a good bluff. It's pretty good.
And then we've got the 3 D barriers, Imperial Order, and Torrential. I'm guessing Torrential's when you knew you're going first.
Actually, I sided in first and second against Peerzoo, and because that deck, even if they make a board first turn, if I draw going second, I'm still okay because I can set it and I can still keep floating with ships. It doesn't matter at that point to me. If I get to clear their board, it clears their board. And the Imperial Order, I never drew it, but obviously it only went in when I go first. And Deep Air actually went in first when I went first or second against Pure Zoo, because the only way for Zoo to beat my big ships is to make really big, thick monsters under their exceeds with like throw blades and whip tails. But if I deep barrier them on their attack, which happened twice, they definitely lost.
Extra thick.
Oh yeah, they have to put all the eggs in one basket. They got a Tiger Mortar. They got to search it with a Broad Bull, put a whip tail in their hand to make that thing thick, and then start attacking all my monsters. But they just auto lose to this card, so I always side in first or second. Honestly, this card's amazing against Pure Zoo.
Then we have 2 targets for the Novas, probably because you have Call of the Haunted, I'm guessing. Barbaroid and Cyber End-Dragon.
Yeah, my friend actually reminded me to throw these fusions in because I totally forgot, because I wasn't even going to write down the extra deck because I was kind of lazy for the regionals. But I was like, yeah, you should play these fusions. I was like, oh, what? These fusions? Oh, yeah, I should probably play those just in case somebody's dumb enough to pop my Nova.
I've seen someone Solemn strike that before.
Yeah, see, yeah, if you go to regionals and you summon a Nova and you get strike, you're gonna summon a big 4,000. But it never happened to me. But in theory, it's just good to have in your extra deck if you have it.
And then we've got Pallades alongside, well, I guess that should be with the rest of the 5s over here. But we've got the 3s with Leviair, Mequipped, you said you summoned this, Nightmare Shark for game, still trying, huh? And then, we got Breaksword and Zenmaines. Those are all your 3s. Why Zenmaines after all this time?
So the funniest thing is, I played Zenmain because I couldn't find a Grand Pulse.
Oh man!
When you can't find a rare before regionals, and your friends like, I got a Zenmain.
You're like, I'm not trading extra value for that card.
Yeah, so I was like, well, we're writing down Zenmains because I used to play wind-ups at one time, so we're writing it down.
best extra deck monster ever, clickbait title.
Yeah.
We've got 2 Cybernovas, 2 Infinities. Why 2 of the package? I don't think I've ever seen that in recent memory, at least.
So, yeah, so like back in the day, there's actually random times where you like make an Infinity, and then they out it. But if you call the Haunted like your Nova, you can, if you have a second Infinity, they're never gonna see that coming. On top of them thinking you already run 1, and plus I also did that because of the Lithogasm. So if they look at my extra deck, I don't want them to just remove my Nova package if they're just looking at it like that.
Super
that was
fair.
Another good reason for the fusions. So I was like, I don't want them to remove my only outs if I need this. So I'm just gonna double up on the best things in my extra deck that I commonly make, which is Nova and Infinity.
Then we've got Volca Gaia. I love seeing this. Anybody who does not play this with their rank 5s, it's just so often 5,000 damage.
Yeah, one of my all-favorite time decks was Hieratics, and we all know how that deck was under Max C. You're like, go for it. I don't care. Do damage of Volcasaurus, pop Gaia overlay. The original Zodiac overlay is Gaia. That was the only fair Zodiac summon I ever seen in my life. Now that I've seen Zodiac. So done with that combos.
And then we've got Durandal and Pallades. Pallades probably the better of the 2 overall.
Yep, Pallades, yes, definitely will come out. Like, it comes out whenever you have like some dead calls just sitting on the board, and you know you need it back because you're running out of monsters or something. And you need to get them back. So bouncing your call to your hand and still having a bounce on their turn is very, very good.
So we have an actual extra synergetic card with Call the Haunted, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we're always getting more pluses off of a card you made for free.
We've actually done this deck profile for so long that the dueling book just timed out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, so I've actually been playing Kozmos, and I do want to ask you if you considered this card before we get into your rounds. Set rotation, you can give them a Cosmo Town and end up popping it with Slip Rider. Did you ever test with that?
Yeah, but I didn't want to like play another archetype. Playing just pure Cosmo allowed me to infinitely break horribly with monsters, but top deck like a Cosmo Town and completely change your hand. That's the only, like, if you start adding like other field spells that don't help your archetype, it just like I don't really want to break more if it's gonna break. You know what I mean? I think it's hard to explain.
You basically your deck doesn't want a Garnet in a sense.
Yes,
because
that doesn't help my deck.
Because your deck's already famously gonna draw a bunch of high monsters and be so thirsty for a pilot at times.
Yeah, like a 21 to 22 monster count. I think it was 22. I think it's like 22, but yeah, that's a high monster count. So the odds of drawing like 3 or 4 monsters in an opening hand's pretty high.
So did you face any anything interesting during the tournament, or have any notable rounds / plays that were just like, whoa, this stuck out with me? We already went over some of your full force viruses, but did any plays just specifically stick out to you?
Any play specifically? Well, I mean, whenever I played against Persu and I summoned Dark Lady, it was really funny watching him struggle bus.
Like, did you have any like scenarios like in the tournament that you just remember, like, this was an insane interaction with my opponent?
Okay, well, I guess I do remember one interaction a lot because I didn't kill that person that turn, so I was under Max C, right?
Yeah.
And I have a Kozmo already set, and I'm just gonna go off. I know I can kill him. I have the damage, so he's Max C drawing, and then I go. I search the Dark Destroyer off a Farm Girl search. So I special summon the Dark Destroyer. I target itself, banish it. So he gets a draw card. Or what happened was I summoned the Farm Girl off of like a Straw Man or something. Off a Straw Man's summon. And then I got a Farm Girl, so I poked him from my hand. Then I searched the Dark Destroyer. But he drew a card, and I didn't know what it was. And I banished. I got the Dark Destroyer, and then I targeted it, popped it, tried to special, and he ashed it. And I was like, I've never been ashed on my Dark Destroyer. I think I just cried right there.
Man,
I don't have game anymore. So that was the most awkward moment when Cosmos have to go against Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom actually kind of hurts my deck.
When a little girl stops a spaceship.
Yeah, that big ass forehead girl just knocked my Dark Destroyer.
It's already insane to me when she stops Kaiju Slumber. I never thought of her stopping a spaceship too on top of it.
Yeah. And I was going for game, and he didn't die that turn, so he got an extra turn because I didn't get the special summon off the Dark Destroyer because he got ashed. That was a bad feeling.
All right, well, any shout-outs here, Mr. First Place?
I guess shout-outs to Team Dank Deals. They're my new sponsor. Big shout-out to them. And all the people I playtested with. I'm pretty sure none of my friends wanted to playtest against this deck, but, you know, I guess I'm the rogue guy, hashtag regional god.
Hashtag low-tier hero, the one we deserve right now.
I get a lot of hashtags now, so yeah, that's pretty much about it. I had a lot of fun. I like to play rogue. I'm not a meta fan. Please, Konami, give us a new ban list. That's all I need. Thank you so much, AznPersuasion's 2008. He'll be linked here at the end of this video and the description down below. Be sure to check him out. Still has more subs than me, but been around the block way longer.